Hello, elf fans. You're in for a treat again today. Excuse me. More tomato and grape tips with the great man himself, the wise old elf, Joe Lowe. Enjoy. See you in a bit. Morning, everybody. Guess who were we again? Our old friend, the elf.
Morning, Tom.
Hiya, pal. I've just come on myself and Joe's on, and he's using the magic Comfrey.
All I've been doing, I'll just do this. Here's the magic Comfrey.
Yeah.
So it stinks to high hell. If I put an inch of that in the bottles.
Inch in the bottle, and a 2 litre.
So that's the concentrate.
And that's the water down.
And that's it diluted.
So it's about, it works out then I think about 50 millilitres if you're talking French, to 2 litres. Comfrey to water mix.
So that now can slowly get him down there. And filled everything we've got.
Yeah. Right. Well, like I say, I've not seen that. With your bottle feeding like that. But like little babies, aren't they? There's the bottles for them.
Oh yeah. Well, like I just said, had I got my watering can and I'd put an inch of Comfrey in the watering can,
It would have
the
took.
watering can is only going to fill probably 3 of these containers.
Yeah.
But by doing it this way,
It's quicker, isn't it? Easy.
the concentrate's already in.
So, because these are ground planted,
Yeah.
it's overspilling there, and it's getting to the top and the bottom, isn't it, the feed? So it's getting all around the root system then, isn't it?
Because the pots are bottomless, so the bottomless pot. So the roots have gone below the level of the soil. The milk bottles are at the same level. Well, they're probably 4 or 5 inches down.
Yeah, but there's a couple of holes in them, isn't there, so it spreads through the soil, doesn't
But
it?
I only have a couple of holes in, literally. You know, just so it seeps in slowly. Right. That's that, then.
You can see there that it is very concentrated, that Comfrey mix. Quite dark, the liquid still, even though it's been blitzed and diluted very much with the water. It's still a strong mix, that. It's a lot darker than when you use tomarite, isn't it? Tomatorite,
Just hold on again for a sec.
Right, hang on a second.
And then I'm going to do similar.
Again with the magic stuff.
Right, so
That's a fresh batch, that, isn't it?
right.
That looks a pretty fresh batch, that one.
Well, this is all the last stop, last year. So it's just the concentrate in the bottom of the bottle.
I do like this tunnel that you've got, mate. It's very well ordered, very well organised.
Well, I'm a bit of a boring old ass. I just like
Not much at time, though, do you? I don't think. Never stuck for a word, mate, here. Right, here we go. So in we go.
There's the concentrate again. So this first one is a melon, is a cucumber. And all I'm doing now, as you can see,
Down below and above.
bit of overspill does no harm. And I've finished that one, but there's still other stuff there.
Yeah, they all get a bit of a the feed, don't they? Everything. How do you go on with the bucket ones then? You just put it in.
What I do with
you top feed the bucket ones.
The buckets I just top feed.
Yeah. So these water trays, water retaining trays, the plant absorbs it up then from the base, and it's a capillary action that draws up the liquid into the bucket.
In the bottom.
Yeah. They don't need loads of water. It's a misconception, isn't it? They just need to be maintained with a sort of a damp environment, but not wet through.
Yeah, because
the roots don't take to that, do they really?
Well, they don't like being. What's the word? If they're too wet, I'm doing this one on top because there's only one in the tray. But if they're too wet, the roots, which are very fine, yeah, don't like being sat in water all the time.
Yeah, it's counterproductive sometimes when there's too much water on.
And also what happens is because you've got water in the bottom of the tray, on a mad hot day in here, yeah, what the water does, because it's in here and it gets that hot and dry, it adds to the humidity.
Mm.
So because there's water in the tray, it will help out as well.
Helps to prevent leaf curl, doesn't it? I didn't know you had the peas in.
Yeah, what I decided this time was just throw a few peas in, and these are as clean as a whistle. Absolutely as clean as a whistle.
Yeah, there's not a mark on them. There's no bug damage at all. There's no yellowing off at the base, which you often sometimes get when they're outside, isn't it? These are not. These are spot on. They're beautiful plants, then.
So they can just climb up there. So there's nothing getting at these at all. They aren't being battered with the weather and the wind and the rain or anything like that.
No.
So just chop these up again.
And I suppose if it's not too hot and you've got adequate ventilation in here, haven't you?
Yeah.
So they're not going to suffer. I mean, then these are not suffering at all. They're doing well, aren't they?
Well, you've only got to look at them and know they're healthy.
Yeah. Not rocket science, that, mate, is it?
Well, what's the old expression? As the meerkats say, simple.
Simple.
Don't make life difficult. Don't make it too complicated. I suppose find something that works for you. Doesn't mean it'll work for everybody else, because everybody's layout and setup is different.
True. They're all looking good in here, though, the plants, aren't they? They're not, nobody's suffering in here.
I've shoved a melon plant in the other day, so I've got a melon here.
All right, yeah.
So I'm going to see how I go on with him.
Are these bottomless then? Well, are you going to take it out of that or leave it in?
No. The big one's bottomless. When I bought that one, I didn't grow it from seed. I just dropped on it.
Spotted it, yeah.
And it was in a little 5-inch pot with plenty of roots in. So I just cut the bottom off the pots so the roots then can start going down. And then I dug a hole about 8 inches deep, packed it full of manure,
Yeah.
and then put a larger pot on top of that. And then I put the melon, as I've done with the cucumbers, in a larger pot. Because what you don't want with melons and cucumbers is the stem getting wet.
Yeah, so that's right, yeah.
So if and when I water these, all I'm going to do is trickle it round the edges, like in here now.
Yeah, so the stem's not going to get wet, but the roots are, aren't they?
So just a little bit.
Ah, right.
Just to get the roots going down. Here's this
Very
one.
good. Yeah, they're all like that, mate, aren't they?
Yeah, so there we go. Just trickle it gently round the side, so that'll drop down directly under the roots.
Look at that manual technique Joe's using there. Just pinching off the hose.
Right.
Very good, mate.
That's this morning's early morning job done. So now it's coffee and a fag. I've got the papers in the car, so I'm going to pop round to my mum's, drop her the paper off, and then go home, and that's the big job for the day. Well, it's just done now, isn't it? So when I come up tomorrow morning,
Yeah, Sunday's a big day, isn't
Sunday's
it?
what I call my big day. I'll do everything else outside that needs doing.
Fantastic.
So
No, I'm glad I caught you there, mate. Because like I say, I've not seen the actual the way that you do the feeds for the Comfrey. I've just been putting it in around the bottoms, me. I'm actually putting it in the bottles, but I suppose if you do put it in the bottles as well and let it tip over, you're getting the full root, aren't you?
yeah,
That can't hurt, can it?
it can't hurt it at all. So really, it's what you find right. You know, somebody else can watch this and think that's a lot of tosh. I don't agree with that. Well, by all means, but for me, it works.
I think the more methods you see, the more ideas you get. You can just try it, can't you? Experiment with it.
Try anything if it doesn't work. It's a bit like I prune my tomato leaves.
Yeah, I do now as well.
Yeah, lots of people, with a pair of scissors there, lots of people. See, all these are all bouncing now.
Oh, either thriving.
Yeah, but if we just look at which one, well, if we just go to this one now, nice big thick lush plant, all these leaves, yeah? So the tomato plant now, the roots are drawing up the comfrey, the food, everything.
Yeah.
And it's making all the leaves grow and the fruit grow. But rather than it waste a lot of its time and its effort doing the leaves, 2 pairs of leaves, cut them off, yeah?
So you're leaving 2 pairs on the branch?
Look.
Yeah.
Here's the stem coming off. So I always leave, if you like, 2 pairs of leaves, so you haven't killed it and shocked it. Right, here again. Leaves, 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 leaves.
They're all having a lockdown haircut, aren't they?
They're all having a lockdown haircut. I'm only going to do a few now, because I'm not going to be staying over and long. So the first thing you do, and I say it time and time again, you've opened the plant up, because it would all be a mass of green like a forest.
Oh, yeah.
But again, we're letting plenty of light in. Hopefully we want the sunlight as well. And the plant now can spend more of its efforts on the fruit rather than on all the leaves. Because you don't eat the bloody leaves, do you?
No, well, I'm not keen on them.
You only eat the tomatoes. Lots of people don't agree, but
it works for you, doesn't it?
It works for me.
And you're getting that ventilation. You tend to sometimes with tomatoes, because it's a humid environment, if they're too close together, you do get issues with builds up of molds and fungi and things like that, because those critters will thrive in that sort of an environment, but opened up and letting the airflow come through there.
If you just look at this, there's the main stem coming up.
Yeah.
That is probably a foot long.
Easy.
That takes an awful lot of nutrients and feeding just to keep that going.
And it's shading out as well below, isn't it? When your fruits are coming on, you don't want that there.
So there we go.
It makes total sense, pal.
So you get loads of air circulation, you get loads more light coming in. And because I've got 10 in here, it's a reasonable size, it's 8 foot big, I don't know, 18 inches, that bed. There's loads of manure underneath, but still, they will go and go and go.
Yeah.
So if you didn't do anything at all, you'd just end up with a mass of green, and somewhere in there would be your tomatoes. Because first of all, the leaves will take the majority off. So just big arm again, 2 pair of leaves. Big arm again, 2 pair of leaves. And just repeat the process.
It's a compromise between the photosynthesis, because we're still going to get that. You're still going to get that, obviously, because it's got the leaves on the plant.
That's right.
But the energy for actually producing them leaves coming from the soil isn't being taken up. So you're going to, as much, because it's going to go then to your tomatoes, isn't it? When you've got your flower on.
So there we go.
Your blossom.
And everything's okay, everything's coming on, they're great, see?
Well, I've started adopting that, the thinning out of the leaves. I'm going to be doing it today.
These are, see?
Oh my word, look at those.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. They're looking great then.
Yeah. And that's because we just pinch out every other one. But once you've pinched them out, a little bit like side shoots on the tomato, you'll still get new regrowth. Cut it off. All right. Here's one, there is what's going to be a bunch of... Well, these were the early strawberries I put in. Yeah?
Right.
So there's a few early strawberries there. So they're ready now. We've had loads of them, but they've just been protected. No wind, no rain. Well watered.
They're a good colour.
They're all coming
Nice
out.
rich colour,
This
huh?
one's a bit smaller. That's the garlic I lifted the other day. So that can all stay here in now and dry off.
So you're just going to rest them on top of the racks, those, yeah.
Just so the air gets through. And eventually, all the stems, like on the ears, will start falling off.
Yeah.
Once that gets so weak, it goes at 45 degrees, then I'll just brush them off, string them up, and there's enough
And they're ready for storage.
There's a few more peas.
You can never have too many peas, can you?
Yeah, they're ready for going in the next gap. And then all that's left now, all the racking now, when I pull all the onions, because I've got my winter onions that are nearly ready,
Yeah.
I've got my red onions that are not far. But anyway, when they all get pulled, they'll all just be stored on the racks, let to dry off, then they'll get strung up. Some I'll put in the polytunnel, yeah, but the rest I'll take home and hang in the garage.
Top banana.
And there'll be enough onions then to probably get us through. Last year's onions got us through till February.
Are you starting any more off? I'm going to do shallots, I think, but I'm not going to do
Well, my
onions.
shallots are up there now, they're virtually ready. But that's it today, home.
Very good, mate. Nice one.
See you all soon.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Take it easy.
Cheers, pal.
Shut the thing off.
Have a good one. So, yeah, always good to see you, Joe. That was filmed actually yesterday, but we did a lot of filming yesterday, and I'm wanting to keep the Wise Old Elf episode separate because he's such a popular guy, and for good reason. I don't want to steal from his thunder. All right, boys and girls, I'm Guru Meffinder. That was the Wise Old Elf. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. Remember, keep growing with the head down, and we love you all. Bye-bye now. Have a good week.